Hey, salam, guten tag, bonjour, buongiorno, dzień dobry, dobry dan, konnichiwa, whichever language you prefer, you take a pick. Welcome back to Mr. B Presents. Today, we're going to talk about how to experience a new culture by ordering food without looking at the menu. Now, where does this come from? Well, this goes back to 2000 when I was with the Texas National Guard and I was deployed to Bosnia for peacekeeping operations. While I was there, I was one of the operations officer in an aviation brigade, and we do missions all over the country of Bosnia. Now, one of these times, we're doing it out of the U.S. sector. We're actually in the British sector in northwestern Bosnia, and I'm asked to be part of the ground TAC, or that's the element that interacts between a ground forces and our aviation units. And so I'm on the ground. I get to this remote site of Czechoslovakian soldiers, and I'm with a guy by the name of captain. We'll just say he's a captain out there. We'll leave him nameless for now. But I'm working with this captain, and we're out there we're setting everything up. Our Czech soldiers, and these are just soldiers, not even any of the officers there at the moment, and they're showing us around this remote site, and they've got this beautiful barbecue grill. And we're like, oh, you guys, we're from Texas. We know grilling. We know barbecue. We're really good at this. What do you guys like to grill out here? And they're like, well, we get meat 3 times a month, and so when we do it, we want to do it right. And I look at my captain, and I was a lieutenant at the time, and he looks at me, and I think this is a special occasion since we're both here and we're doing this operation. We got a couple ground forces with it, or a couple soldiers with us, so we can pile our money together. I mean, it wasn't even a whole lot of money. It was about $20 between the two of us. It was 40 Bosnian convertible mark at the time. I grabbed one of the soldiers to be the driver, and I grab my interpreter, and we drive down into the town. We go down, we find the butcher, and the translator's like, guys, stay in the car. Your uniforms will scare the locals if you come in that. Just go ahead and come in. Just let me take care of it. We give him the money. He comes out with it looks like a Walmart bag these days, and it is full of meat. Now, our interpreter says, don't ask what it was. No, it was alive this morning. Now, these days I kick myself because I actually followed that advice, because I am an adventurous eater. I like to experience new cultures by eating what they do. I never did ask. But we took it back up to the base camp. The enlisted soldiers were getting the grill going. The Czech officers showed up. They thought it was a special occasion too, and they brought meat with them. And man, the barbecue we had while there was this mission going on to make sure there was no combat going on between opposing forces. Like I said, we were there for peacekeeping, make sure everyone got along with each other. And we've got this beautiful spread. The food was excellent. I have no clue what it is I ate. I mean, I got a couple guesses, but I don't know for certain. If you're asking me what I think it was, I'm thinking it was either dog or horse. And quite honestly, I don't care. It was good, whatever it was excellent. But that started the tradition. About a month later, I go on leave. I get dropped off in Ramstein Air Base in Western Germany, or the western part of Germany, since it's all one country again. History teacher. I went through the whole east-west stuff. Just bear with me. I was in Western Germany, almost in France, and while I'm there, I got a rental car and I start cruising around. And one of the places I went to was the Normandy region of France. And to me, I want to experience the cultures. And how do I experience cultures? I do that through food. And what do? I sit down. I'm from Texas. I grew up in the Midwest, United States. All I ever seen are these movies where you come around and you go you sit in an outdoor cafe, and I want to do that. I'm in Europe. I want to do that. And so I found an outdoor cafe, overlooked the English Channel, and I sat down, and I didn't know how to read French. I don't speak French. So I just go ahead and order my food. I sit there, and my waitress comes up to me, and in English, here is your and she stops, and she speaks in French, and I take the menu politely. I don't even look at it. She comes back a few minutes later. Are you ready? In English, and she stops, corrects herself, comes back in Spanish, or excuse me, in French. And then at that point, I'm like, where are you from? I find out she's from Ireland, and she speaks a lot of languages, and I just tell her, bring me what you would order. And that's kind of where the tradition started. It didn't really start off as a tradition. It was just like, it's just a way of breaking the ice for me. That November, I'm in Truk Lagoon, or Chuk, depending upon how you are. It's in the South Pacific. It's, if you ever hear of Operation Hailstorm from World War II, that's where it took place. I'm there scuba diving on all kinds of Japanese shipwrecks. Beautiful 5 days. Our first day of diving, I'm there. I've got one of the guys from the dive store that I worked at with me, one of our customers. And we've got like a 3-hour lunch or a surface interval. I didn't even realize we were having a 3-hour surface interval. Our dive guide and our boat captain, they disappear for a little bit as we're on this little island. They come back and they chop off the top of a coconut. My dive buddy has never had fresh coconut water. I've had it before, love it. And he tries it for the first time, and while we're there, we also try this thing called breadfruit. Wonderful thing. I don't know really how to describe it. You've got to try it, but you've really got to have it fresh, straight from the tree. That's how we got it that day. It was excellent. And then in about May the next year, I'm leading a trip of scuba divers to Bonaire, which is a little island 50 miles north of Venezuela. It's part of the what's called the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. It's part of the Netherlands Antilles. And my dive buddy, another one of the guys on the dive, because it was another scuba trip, the scuba diver and myself, we walk into the restaurant next door. We sit down, and the manager comes in. What would you like to order? And he's about ready to hand out menus, and we're like, we don't want to see the menu. Bring us what you would order. We had the most beautiful meal, set up a friendship at that point. We came back several times during that week. He even would, when he put in the order for our food, he put in order for his food, and he'd actually sit down with us, and we'd talk. We came back a year later, and my dive buddy and myself walk in, and he recognized us. He actually asked where our third guy was because he was looking forward to seeing us. You never know what you're going to do when you try something new. Go in, try new food. Don't even look at me. Just ask the locals, what would you eat? What is normal for you? I want to try that. You never know. You might, at the very least, you might find some new food you like. Maybe you don't. And if you don't like it after you try it, that's okay, but at least you've tried, and you never know. You may have found yourself a lifelong friend. I hope you enjoyed this story. I'll see you guys in the future, and enjoy your history and your culture. See you guys later. Ciao.